Knowing your rights as an Indiana renter. This video is not a substitute for professional legal advice. This video does not create an attorney-client relationship, nor is it a solicitation to offer legal advice, but for education purposes only. This video was produced in June 2021. Laws change, and it is important to talk with an attorney about how current laws may affect your case.
Hello, and welcome to the short video series, Knowing Your Rights as an Indiana Renter. In this video, you will learn more about how to protect yourself from eviction. Has your landlord threatened to evict you due to non-payment of rent or a lease violation? Here are 4 steps you can take to protect yourself and potentially avoid eviction. Step 1. Communicate with your landlord. Landlords may send a 10-day notice to vacate the property if you have not paid rent. Don't let a threat or a letter you may have received scare you. If you've fallen behind on rent over the past few months or are struggling to make upcoming payments, what can you, as a tenant, do to avoid eviction? Communicate with your landlord and then do your best to cooperate with your landlord's request. Otherwise, you may leave your landlord no choice but to assume the worst and file an eviction action against you. Work with your landlord to create a payment plan that benefits you both. You need to pay your bills, and your landlord needs your rent money so your landlord can pay his or her bills. A payment plan is the best way to establish that kind of certainty. When making a payment plan, you must create a budget and prioritize your expenses. Then, determine how much you can afford to pay to negotiate a payment plan with your landlord. Most importantly, make sure everything is in writing should the landlord take legal action against you. If the reason for eviction is a lease violation, get as much information as possible about the alleged violation. Be careful not to admit anything, as it may be used against you in a court of law. If your action or inaction is considered a lease violation, take the necessary steps to correct the violation as soon as possible. Assure your landlord that it will not happen again. Gather as much proof as possible to show how and when you corrected the lease violation. Step 2. Create a move-out agreement. If you are unable to set up a payment plan with your landlord or correct a lease violation, a move-out agreement may be your best option. This is an agreement with the landlord that you will vacate the premises by a certain date to either avoid eviction being filed or ordered against you by the court. This agreement is most effective in writing in case your landlord does not honor it. Step 3. Vacate the premises. If you are unwilling or unable to pay rent, but you can move out before your landlord has filed for eviction or before the date of the eviction hearing, an eviction should not be ordered against you by the court. Do not rely on the landlord to tell the court that you have vacated the premises. Attend the hearing and tell the court yourself. Your landlord may still sue you for damages, for example, unpaid rent. Step 4. Participate in a court hearing. If your landlord proceeds with the eviction, you will need to go to court. It is important to be on time. If you are late, you can lose your case and you will be evicted. If you are evicted, you may only have a week to remove yourself and your personal belongings before you are locked out of the rental unit. An eviction on your rental history will make it very hard to rent in the future. There are other court rules that must be followed. Be prepared to give the court any evidence you have to defend yourself against your landlord's claims. Present the evidence in an organized and clear manner. If you have any questions about this process, seek the assistance of an attorney. Here are the 4 steps again to protect yourself from eviction. 1. Communicate with your landlord. 2. Create a move-out agreement. 3. Vacate the premises. 4. Participate in a court hearing. Thanks for watching and learning more about how to protect yourself from eviction. Be sure to check out the other videos in the Knowing Your Rights as an Indiana Renter series. Videos are available on understanding your lease agreement, your right to safe and clean housing, housing discrimination, and reasonable accommodations and modifications.
This video is not a substitute for professional legal advice. This video does not create an attorney-client relationship, nor is it a solicitation to offer legal advice, but for education purposes only. This video was produced in June 2021. Laws change, and it is important to talk with an attorney about how current laws may affect your case. Many resources on this housing topic and others are available at www.in.gov/courts, www.indianalegalservices.org, and www.eskenazihealth.edu/medical-legal-partnership. Knowing Your Rights as an Indiana Renter video series sponsored by Eskenazi Health Foundation.